वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता। सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा।
नमस्कार, अभिवादन, अभिनंदन एवं सभी को मेरा प्रणाम। मानवीय मूल्यों के महायज्ञ की इस महायात्रा में मैं अनीता सुशील महेश्वरी, ट्रस्टी एवं क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर, इस सत्र 2021-2022 के 7 मानवीय मूल्यों में से साहस, राष्ट्र के प्रति सम्मान, ईमानदारी, प्यार एवं सम्मान, कलात्मकता एवं सच्ची लगन की अपार सफलता के बाद 7वें एवं अंतिम मानवीय मूल्य समय का महत्व की द्वितीय कड़ी में उपस्थित आप सभी गणमान्य अतिथिगणों का, सभी सम्मानीय शिक्षाविदों का एवं सभी अति सम्मानीय जिज्ञासुओं का हृदय के अंतःस्थल से स्वागत करती हूँ, अभिनंदन करती हूँ, सानुभिनंदन करती हूँ। जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं कि हेमा फाउंडेशन भारतीय नैतिक मूल्यों को संपूर्ण राष्ट्र में ले जाने के लिए आरआर ग्लोबल की एक परोपकारी इकाई है और पिछले 5 वर्षों में देश के 26 राज्यों, लगभग 136 शहरों के हजारों शिक्षण संस्थाओं के लाखों छात्र छात्राओं के साथ नैतिक मूल्यों की स्थापना के लिए हम प्रयासरत हैं। हेमा फाउंडेशन के अंतर्गत हेम वर्चूज अ लर्निंग रेवोल्यूशन, जिसके माध्यम से आज आप सभी लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, एक क्रांतिकारी वेब पोर्टल है और इस वेब पोर्टल की परिकल्पना का आधार ही सभी के समक्ष नैतिक मूल्यों एवं शिक्षा का समग्र रूप प्रस्तुत करना था। 1 अगस्त 2020 को प्रारंभ हुए इस वेब पोर्टल ने इतने कम समय में, यानी केवल 1 वर्ष और कुछ महीनों में ही संपूर्ण राष्ट्र में अपना स्थान स्थापित कर लिया है और आप सभी के अपेक्षित सहयोग से अब तक हमारे साथ 2,55,896 स्टूडेंट्स, 5,078 टीचर्स, 4,166 स्कूल्स जुड़कर हेम वर्चूज की गतिविधियों में सहभागी हो रहे हैं। इससे पहले कि मानवीय मूल्यों के महायज्ञ की इस महायात्रा को हम आगे बढ़ाएं, उससे पहले हम आज के वेबिनार में उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य अतिथिगणों एवं शिक्षाविदों के परिचय से आपको परिचित करवाते हैं। सर्वप्रथम हमारे आज के वेबिनार की मुख्य अतिथि महोदया, एक बहुमुखी व्यक्तित्व की धनी, चीफ मेडिकल सुपरिटेंडेंट एमजीएम हॉस्पिटल एवं डायरेक्टर एमजीएम स्कूल्स औरंगाबाद, आदरणीय डॉक्टर अपर्णा कक्कड़ जी, आप श्री की गौरवमयी उपस्थिति को हम प्रणाम करते हैं। मैम, वेलकम इन हेमा फाउंडेशन।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम। हमारे आज के वेबिनार के मुख्य अतिथि महोदय, लिटिल फ्लावर मैट्रिकुलेशन हायर सेकेंडरी स्कूल तमिलनाडु के चेयरमैन, आदरणीय श्री मरिया सुसई जी। अरविंद भैया, स्पॉटलाइट करिए प्लीज।
एक मिनट में,
he is not online. I'll check.
निकल गए मैडम।
ओके, ठीक है सर, जब भी आए मरिया सर स्पॉटलाइट करिएगा प्लीज। और आगे बढ़ते हैं हमारे आज के वेबिनार की प्रमुख वक्ता, जानी मानी अति उत्कृष्ट शिक्षाविद, जिन्हें 40 वर्षों का अति समृद्ध अनुभव है, वैल्यू इंटीग्रेशन विद सब्जेक्ट पर जिन्होंने गहन शोध कार्य किया है, शालीनता की प्रतिमूर्ति, हेमा फाउंडेशन की एकेडमिक डायरेक्टर, हमेशा जोश से भरी रहने वाली आदरणीय डॉक्टर विजयम रवि मैम, और मेरी प्यारी
Namaste to all of you. Welcome to Hema Foundation.
थैंक यू अम्मा। हम सभी के प्रेरणा स्रोत एवं मार्गदर्शक, जिनके मार्गदर्शन में हम सभी गतिशील हैं, हम सभी का उत्साहवर्धन करने वाले हेमा फाउंडेशन के प्रबंध न्यासी आदरणीय श्री महेंद्र जी काबरा।
नमस्कार, आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूँ, धन्यवाद।
कई राष्ट्रीय एवं अंतरराष्ट्रीय संस्थाओं के साथ जुड़ी हुई हमारे देश की ख्यातिनाम मनोवैज्ञानिक, मनोचिकित्सक, कोच, टेडेक्स स्पीकर, फीलिंग माइंड्स की डायरेक्टर, हेमा फाउंडेशन की ट्रस्टी एवं सलाहकार मार्गदर्शिका, जिनके पास ज्ञान का अथाह भंडार है, मेरी परम प्रिय मित्र आदरणीय डॉक्टर चीनू जी अग्रवाल।
नमस्कार, आप सभी का आज के सेशन में बहुत बहुत स्वागत।
जानी मानी अति उत्कृष्ट शिक्षाविद, जो हेम वर्च्यूज पोर्टल पर हमें लर्न थ्रू एक्सपीरियंस यानी कि ELP सिखा रही हैं, संजीवनी वर्ड स्कूल की डायरेक्टर प्रिंसिपल, हेमा फाउंडेशन की एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर एकेडमिक्स, अति उत्साही और ऊर्जावान व्यक्तित्व की धनी आदरणीय डॉक्टर सीमा जी नेगी मैम।
नमस्कार, आप सबका आज के सत्र में हार्दिक स्वागत है और हम सब रुके हैं विजयम मैम को सुनने के लिए।
थैंक यू सीमा मैम। हेमा फाउंडेशन की ट्रस्टी एवं हमारी सोशल मीडिया प्रेजेंस और डिजिटल मार्केटिंग को हैंडल करने वाली हम सबकी प्रिय लाडली शिप्रा सुमित काबरा।
Thank you, Auntie. Welcome everybody to Hema Foundation. Vijay ma'am, waiting for your enlightening session of yours, as always.
थैंक यू शिप्रा। समाज के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों के सेवा उपक्रमों में अपनी सेवाएं देने में सदा अग्रणी हमारे देश की अति उत्कृष्ट सामाजिक संस्था इंडियन डेवलपमेंट फाउंडेशन यानी कि IDF के CEO, जो कि 24/7 सदैव सभी की सेवा में तत्पर खड़े रहते हैं, अति जोशीले, सभी को जय हो का नारा देकर जोश जगाने वाले आदरणीय डॉक्टर नारायण AB अय्यर।
ओके फाइन, या कर रहा हूँ। तो स्टीयरिंग, आज का स्टीयरिंग है विजयम रवि मैडम के हाथ में, उनको हार्दिक शुभेच्छा। एंड जब वैल्यू एजुकेशन एंड द वैल्यू एजुकेशन स्टीयरिंग इज विद हेमा फाउंडेशन, एवरीथिंग विल गो वेल। जय हो टू हेमा फाउंडेशन। गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू। आदरणीय श्री राजेश मिश्रा जी, आप आदर्श पब्लिक स्कूल डोंबिवली के प्रिंसिपल और अध्यक्ष हैं। आपके पास शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में 30 वर्षों का समृद्ध अनुभव है। आपकी अपनी 3 स्कूलें हैं और आप बच्चों को न्यूनतम शुल्क के भीतर सभी सुविधाओं के साथ शिक्षा प्रदान करते हैं और आपने सर्वश्रेष्ठ प्रिंसिपल का पुरस्कार भी जीता है। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है सर। सर अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ प्लीज। यस,
मैं हेमा फाउंडेशन में आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं।
थैंक यू राजेश। आदरणीय श्रीमती सावित्री अजीत चनॉय जी, आप होम ऑफ फेथ इंग्लिश हाई स्कूल ठाणे की प्रिंसिपल हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है सावित्री मैम।
नमस्कार, थैंक यू फॉर इनवाइटिंग।
नमस्कार मैम। आदरणीय श्रीमती मिनी नायर जी, आप कुड़ीलाल गोविंदराम सेक्सरिया इंग्लिश स्कूल मुंबई के प्रिंसिपल हैं। आपको शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में 28 वर्षों का समृद्ध अनुभव है। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है मिनी मैम हेमा फाउंडेशन में। मैम प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
Thanks for inviting me to Hema Foundation webinar, and I would really like to look forward to hear from Vijay madam also.
थैंक यू मिनी मैम। आदरणीय श्री आमिर पठान जी, आप नालंदा विद्यालय इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल गोगंबा गुजरात में प्रिंसिपल के रूप में 3 वर्षों से कार्य कर रहे हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आमिर सर।
थैंक यू मैम।
आदरणीय श्रीमती स्मिता सुरेश नायर जी, आप शेठ वीरचंद धनजी देवशी इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल घाटकोपर मुंबई की वाइस प्रिंसिपल है। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है स्मिता मैम।
I thank the members of all Hema Foundation for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to be a part of this wonderful webinar.
Thank you so much, Nita ma'am. आदरणीय श्रीमती जागृति प्रीतम वाड़े जी, आप आनंद नगर म्युनिसिपल इंग्लिश पब्लिक स्कूल की स्कूल संचालिका हैं। आप बीएमसी में 24 वर्षों से कार्यरत हैं। आप श्री को 12 वर्ष का प्रधानाध्यापिका के रूप में अनुभव है। आपको वार्ड नंबर 16 एवं 17 से सर्वश्रेष्ठ एचएम पुरस्कार से भी सम्मानित किया गया है। आपको स्थानीय कॉर्पोरेटर से शैक्षणिक वर्ष 2019-2020 में सर्वश्रेष्ठ स्कूल पुरस्कार भी प्राप्त हुआ है। आदरणीय श्रीमती जागृति प्रीतम वाड़े जी, आदरणीय श्री राकेश गणेशलाल ओसवाल जी, आप आरजी ओसवाल एंड कंपनी में चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के रूप में कार्यरत हैं। आप राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ आरएसएस में जन कल्याण समिति के कोषाध्यक्ष हैं। आप भारत विकास परिषद घाटकोपर शाखा के सचिव हैं। राकेश ओसवाल जी,
राकेश जी has joined but his camera is not on.
राकेश जी, अगर आप सुन पा रहे हैं, प्लीज स्विच ऑन योर वीडियो।
Yeah, just done. Thanks sir.
स्वागत है राकेश जी आपका हेमा फाउंडेशन में। प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
धन्यवाद और हेमा फाउंडेशन में इनवाइट करने के लिए बहुत बहुत आभार।
धन्यवाद सर। आदरणीय सुश्री शीतल नीलेकणी जी, आप त्रिशा एंटरप्राइजेज मुंबई में लाइफ कोच हैं। आप एक एनएलपी प्रैक्टिशनर, कैरियर काउंसलर और ग्राफोलॉजिस्ट भी हैं। आप इंडियन डेवलपमेंट फाउंडेशन के सोशल एम्बेसडर भी हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है शीतल मैम।
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you to Hema Foundation to making me a part of this lovely foundation where I'll be able to contribute and learn from all of you, all the doctors. I could see that.
Thank you so much. हेमा फाउंडेशन के सीसीओ यानी कि चीफ कम्युनिकेशन ऑफिसर, यंग, एनर्जेटिक और हमेशा अपना 100% बेस्ट देने वाले मिस्टर सुंदर अय्यर, please unmute yourself, Sundar sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much, first of all, to all the honorable invitees, chief guest and guest of honor. Thank you for all the participants for taking time out and investing your time over here for this program by Hema Foundation. I welcome you all on behalf of Hema Foundation and thank you, Anita. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सुंदर सर। हेमा फाउंडेशन की एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर, हेम वर्चुअस पोर्टल पर एक्टिविटीज के माध्यम से सभी को नैतिक शिक्षा का ज्ञान देने वाली प्रिय हेतल देसाई।
थैंक यू अनीता जी एंड वंस अगेन वेलकम टू एवरीवन।
थैंक यू हेतल। और अंत में मैं स्वयं अनीता सुशील माहेश्वरी, हेमा फाउंडेशन की ट्रस्टी एवं क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर। हेम वर्चू पोर्टल पर हीलिंग फ्रॉम रियल स्टोरीज के माध्यम से आप सभी को हमारे प्राचीन इतिहास, वर्तमान एवं वैश्विक स्तर से चुने हुए महान व्यक्तित्व की कहानियां मैं सुनाती हूँ, जिन्होंने जीवन मूल्यों को अपने जीवन में उतारा है, जीवन मूल्यों को जिया है। तो ये थे हमारे आज के गणमान्य अतिथिगण एवं शिक्षाविद। और आइए अब हम बात करते हैं आज के वेबिनार के विषय की। मानवीय मूल्यों को समर्पित नैतिक मूल्यों के महायज्ञ की इस महायात्रा का हमारा आज का विषय है एट द स्टीयरिंग व्हील, यानी कि समय के चक्र पर। वो कहते भी है ना कि समय का पहिया चलता जाए, यानी कि समय किसी के लिए नहीं रुकता, वह आगे और आगे बढ़ता ही रहता है। समय सबसे अनमोल है, समय सबसे अमूल्य है। समय अपनी गति को ना तो किसी के लिए धीमी करता है और ना ही समय किसी के लिए अपनी गति को तेज करता है। वह निरंतर गति से, एक ही गति से वो आगे बढ़ता ही जाता है और हमें समय की इसी गति के साथ कदम से कदम मिलाते हुए चलना चाहिए। समय के बारे में किसी ने बहुत खूब कहा है कि काल करे सो आज कर और आज करे सो अब, यानी कि किसी भी कार्य को हमें समय से करना चाहिए, क्योंकि जब हम अपना कार्य समय पर करते हैं तो सफलता हमारे कदम चूमती है। इसीलिए हमें समय का सदुपयोग करना चाहिए। संपूर्ण सृष्टि समय के अनुसार चलती है। सूरज सदैव समय से उगता है और सदैव समय पर ही अस्त होता है। समय पर बारिश होती है, समय पर हर जीव का जन्म होता है और समय पर ही उस जीव की मृत्यु होती है। यही सृष्टि का नियम है। और अगर हम इस समय के महत्व को नहीं समझेंगे तो जीवन में हम कभी भी आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं। ईश्वर एक बार में एक ही क्षण देता है और दूसरा क्षण देने के पहले वो पहले वाले क्षण को छीन लेता है। इसीलिए समय के मूल्य को हमें पहचानना चाहिए। अगर समय को नष्ट किया जाए तो समय हमें नष्ट कर देगा। अगर समय का सदुपयोग किया जाए तो वह हमें निर्माण की ओर ले जाएगा। समय के रथ चक्र को हम और भी विस्तृत रूप से समझेंगे। हेमा फाउंडेशन की एकेडमिक डायरेक्टर डॉक्टर विजयम रवि मैम के साथ, और आप श्री को मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ।
मैडम सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, मारिया सर आ गए हैं।
या जस्ट अ मिनट। तो विजयम मैम को मैं कविता के साथ इनवाइट करूं, उसके पहले हमारे जो आज के वेबिनार के विशिष्ट अतिथि हैं मरिया सुसई सर, वो हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं। सर, आपका हेमा फाउंडेशन में बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
First of all, I thank you, madam, for having given this opportunity and having given an award for Social Excellence Award. Thank you very much. I would like to work in partnership with your Hema Foundation in order to bring up the children in social awareness. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू मारिया सर। सो एट द स्टीयरिंग व्हील, इस विषय को हम और भी विस्तृत रूप से समझेंगे डॉक्टर विजयम रवि मैम के साथ, और आप श्री को मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ इस कविता के साथ कि समय का सबसे कहना है जीवन चलते रहना है। समय मत बर्बाद करो और सदैव काम की बात करो। समय पर सोना और समय पर जागना, समय पर खाना और समय पर खेलना, फिर आज का काम कल पर क्यों टालना। सदैव मनन करो और समय को नमन करो। कल कल नदियां बहती है, हर पल सबसे कहती है जीवन बहता पानी है और रुकना मौत की निशानी है। समय का पहिया चलता जाए, कभी धूप तो कभी छांव ले आए। समय का पहिया चलता जाए, कभी धूप तो कभी छांव ले आए। चेतन रहता सदा किसान, समय से बोया बीज तो सजा खलिहान। समय के मर्म को जिसने जाना, समझो जीवन की गति को पहचाना। और अगर जीवन में कुछ पाना है तो सदैव समय के साथ कदम मिलाना। समय का पहिया घूमता जाता, टिक टिक करके हमें जगाता। यान हो, विमान हो या फिर कोई पैगाम हो, अगर समय सुनिश्चित होता है तो मंजिल पर हमको पहुंचाता। इसीलिए सही समय पर काम करो और उन्नत जीवन का नाम करो, क्योंकि समय की जिनको है पहचान, बनते हैं वे ही व्यक्ति महान। जीवन सदैव उनका सुखमय होता और पाते सदा मान और सम्मान। इसीलिए समय का सबसे कहना है जीवन रहना है, जीवन रहना है। सो आई इनवाइट डॉक्टर विजयम रवि मैम फॉर एट द स्टीयरिंग व्हील। और बिफोर विजयम रवि मैम स्टार्ट, अरविंद भैया प्लीज चेक म्यूट एवरीवन। सो आप सबके सामने हैं डॉक्टर विजयम रवि मैम एट द स्टीयरिंग व्हील।
Namaste. Good evening to all of you and welcome to each one of you to Hema Foundation. Thank you, Anita. So beautifully explained. It is time management, which you mentioned, is part of self-regulation. It is a discipline. And so it is very easy for me to talk on that. It's a pleasure to be among each one of you, and thanks to Aparna Madam and Maria Sir for being here with us, and to all the other honorable invitees. Thank you very much. At the outset, let me wish you all a very happy new year. We have been going through a lot of trouble and uncertainty, anxiety for the last 2 years. And now let us hope that the new year is going to bring us no Omicron or no other Delta variant or no other variant touch our children and put them into difficulties. Let us hope for the best and request God Almighty to bless us, bless you all. Hema Foundation had been creating a treasure house of value education materials for the last 5 years in several formats. And it is a pleasant surprise when we saw the National Education Policy 2020, when it unfolded last year, that quite a lot of the chapters mentioned in NEP fits very well with Hema Foundation's treasure house. So it is our privilege and pleasure to share with each one of you, the principals, the educators, the directors, and all of you, the entire knowledge house through partnership. And our people had been interacting with you, and we request that all of you take benefit out of it. Thank you very much. Now, coming to the point, the duty that I am going to perform today is link the value of self-regulation. Anita put it as management of time because it is a discipline. And so I also am taking the next level of time management to a regulatory mode of self-behavior, a discipline, and how it is so very important for all of us, all educators present here, to deal with in our real life in the classrooms. Now, let us imagine when I gave the title At the Steering Wheel, I had a very clear purpose. Imagine that you are driving a car, and car has two main parts. One is the brake, the accelerator, and the other is the clutch. Now, if the road is very, very smooth, and if the wind and the climate they are perfect, the driving of the car is very smooth. Road is also good, and so it is a very, very smooth drive. Now, the driver at the wheel looks into the external surroundings to see whether the external factors are there which will affect his driving. Now, when a sudden somebody comes through or any other vehicle crosses you, there is every chance that the driver puts a sudden brake. So at the steering wheel, when the car is being driven, the jumping of the clutch and pressing the brake, they have a great attribute towards a smooth ride. What happens is that when the road, there is a heavy traffic, when there are people going here and there in between and no traffic rule followed, it is extremely difficult to drive a vehicle. We all know that, especially in Mumbai. So what is actually happening is that the driver at the seat has to be extremely cautious, looking around for the external stimuli or the factors that will affect his driving. Each one of us is the driver of our own life. And each one of us has to look around for the external factors that affect our smooth driving. This is extremely important, and knowing that, I have given the title for today's program as At the Steering Wheel. So the discipline that a driver has to follow. managing that split second is enough to cause an accident. So we are all at the, like what Anita mentioned, at the Kala Chakra, the wheel of time. Every second counts, and a proper use of that second is going to affect our life. Now consider that our children in the real classroom. Now we have some children who are always at the accelerator, brake, always at the accelerator. They have a great speed. Anything and everything is a great speed. Some of the children jump the clutch very often. You don't know when they do it, when they don't do it. Some of them are smooth and very slow. They can't go at a high speed. So we have different types of children in the class, and as educators, we have a very great responsibility to look at the outside stress factors for our children. What is triggering the behavior of a child so that he presses the accelerator or jump the clutch and loses his direction? That is what we are all concerned with, and therefore today we are going to discuss how this beautiful value of self-control or self-regulation is going to be associated with the science, math, and English. So I would request Arvind, can you start the presentation? Let me just quickly go through it. A self-regulatory behavior is extremely important for all of us, and self-regulation, controlling our emotion, is very, very important. You see, there are different areas in our brain. All the doctors, medical people know how emotions are triggered and how behavior is controlled. The self-regulation is extremely important. What stimuli instigates our behavior? And these behaviors are all due to the perceptions that we gain through our sensory organs. The 5 sensory organs give us different perceptions, and each person's perception differs from the other, and the behavior changes. So as teachers, we have great responsibility in helping our children for controlling their behavior, controlling their time, following a disciplined attitude towards life. Let us move on. Arvind, next slide, please. What is self-regulation? It's an ability to understand and manage your own emotions. We are a bandar of emotions, treasure house of emotions. How we are able to understand each emotion and how we are going to control them is self-regulation. The ability to manage disruptive emotional disturbances and impulses that retard your progress is self-regulation. Containing, that is holding, spontaneous reactions to any external stimuli is self-regulation. Managing your behavior is self-regulation. Most of us are instigated to not to act, but to react. Very often we react at external instigations, external stimuli. During that time, how are we going to control? How are you going to control our disciplined behavior? How are we going to bring in that? That is what we are going to connect with science, math, and English today. Let's see. Next. Particularly to students, you have to help the students for managing the time without wasting it, because 1 second lost is a huge loss. So you have to help the students while we learn self-regulation, to teach them about managing their time, managing their emotion, then procrastination, control that. That is extremely important. Delaying a job that has to be done today. Our children have that behavior. There's no control for them. They postpone, oh, aaj nahi ho paya, so we'll do it tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. So that procrastination is something which we need to work on, and decisiveness and determination to control, to do what one wants to do. Next, please. Here I'm going to talk to you about Le Chatelier principle. Now, before we go into this is a science-related lesson. Mostly, this comes in the 12th standard syllabus. Since I'm a chemistry teacher, this is something I used to teach the students of 12th standard in equilibrium, chemical equilibrium. There is something called Le Chatelier principle. Now, what does this Le Chatelier principle says? When a system is in equilibrium, like you have a reaction, chemical reaction, you have a left-hand side reaction, and that gives you the products, reactants and products, okay? Now, when a system is in equilibrium, and if any one of the factors like temperature, pressure or concentration, if any of the factors like temperature, pressure or concentration is altered, then the equilibrium is disturbed. Then the system will adjust itself in such a way to nullify that effect which has been made on it. It is simple. In a simple language, if I say, if any system is changed in our system or our behavior or anywhere is disrupted, there is an internal mechanism by which the disruptions are arranged back to equilibrium. A best example I can give you is about hemoglobin. Now, hemoglobin is a macromolecule that sends blood across the body. Okay? Now, if the concentration changes, the blood circulation is affected, the navigation is affected, and that tells upon the hemoglobin content. As a medical person, Aparna madam will be able to clearly understand how it can cause disruptions to health. When the hemoglobin content changes, how a human being can be affected. So the Le Chatelier principle is being followed in the navigation of blood. The system, the body adjusts itself in such a way that the effect which has been made on the macromolecule is nullified by adjusting some other part or parcel of the navigation, and the equilibrium is maintained very often. Unless and otherwise, the disruption is so very heavy. Let us see this video. Arvind, can you play this video, please?
In this lesson, you will learn about Le Chatelier's principle, which explains what a system at equilibrium does in response to stresses. Let's return to our original example of you digging a hole and your friend refilling it simultaneously. If you start digging at a rate faster than refilling, the hole gets larger. In order to maintain a constant size of the hole, your friend must work harder to fill it faster. Following on the same idea, when a chemical system at equilibrium is stressed, the system works to restore equilibrium. This is Le Chatelier's principle. The stresses are changes to the concentration of either the reactants or products, changes to the pressure, although this is only applicable to gaseous systems, changes to the temperature. Let's examine a hypothetical reversible reaction at equilibrium where reactant A reacts with reactant B to form product C and product D. If we added more A and B, the system becomes stressed and is no longer at equilibrium. To counteract the stress, the system forms more C and D in order to remove the excess A and B. The equilibrium, therefore, shifts to the right. If we added more C and D, the system becomes stressed and is also no longer at equilibrium. So to counteract the stress, the system forms more A and B. Therefore, the equilibrium shifts to the left. What happens if we remove C and D as they are being produced, or if the concentration of C and D is decreased? Please pause the lesson to think about this and resume when you are done.
Okay.
The system is now stressed and no longer at equilibrium. To counteract the stress, more C and D are produced, so equilibrium shifts to the right. When concentration increases, equilibrium shifts to the opposite side of the reaction. When concentration decreases, equilibrium shifts to the same side of the reaction. Changes in pressure. This stress to a system at equilibrium is only applicable to gaseous systems. For this stress, we will examine another hypothetical reaction at equilibrium, where reactant A reacts with 2 moles of reactant B to form product C and product D. An increase in pressure means that there is a decrease in volume, so there is less space. Equilibrium will shift to the side of the reaction with fewer moles. In our example, an increase in pressure will cause equilibrium to shift to the right, since there are fewer moles. 2 moles compared to 3 moles on the left. A decrease in pressure means that there is an increase in volume, so there is more space. Equilibrium shifts to the side with more moles, so in our example, equilibrium shifts to the left. So an increase in pressure favors the side with fewer moles, and a decrease in pressure favors the side with more moles. In our next lesson, you will learn about how a system works to restore equilibrium in response.
Stop it for a while.
In this lesson, you will learn about Le Chatelier's.
Yeah. Now, here you may wonder, what is the big use of talking about this Le Chatelier principle? Where is it applied in real life? This is what all of us will understand. Our students also ask. One of the biggest use in Le Chatelier principle, as I said, is in our own body. The system, we abuse our body. We do not take care of our own self. We overeat or we undereat or we do all sorts of disruptive mechanisms with our body. To a large extent, our body adjusts itself to nullify that effect which has been made. This is a very simple example I can give you about Le Chatelier principle. On an industrial scale, I can say huge amount of ammonia is being produced based on Le Chatelier principle, and ammonia is very important product in industry. Now, in economics, Le Chatelier-Braun principle is very beautifully used. You may wonder how the science is coming into economics. There is something called supply chain and demand. Supply and demand is there. That has to be always in an equilibrium, right? Now, suppose there is less of supply and more of demand. What happens to the price? The economy shoots up. Suppose you have more of supply and less of demand, the price will fall. The price is affecting your economy very badly. The income tax that we pay from our huge investments and all the other things, that is also adjusting the economy of the system based on Le Chatelier-Braun principle. So there are several ways Le Chatelier-Braun principle is helpful to us, and what it shows as far as our value is concerned is that disturbances are going to be there in real life. We have to tell our children this. Disturbances are going to be there. Anybody and everyone outside us are going to either taunt you, insult you, behave badly with you. Sometimes they may behave very well with you also. Whatever be the external stimuli that happens, it is with us. It is with us, our own system, our mind. We have a responsibility to control and behave in such a way that whatever effects are made outside us are acted upon very well. Soch samajh ke, our people, good old people, the old people at home used to tell us, soch samajh ke baat karna. You think before you speak. But our children today are very impulsive. Any external instigation is enough to make them go in an emotional riot, and that is what we have to make them understand. The entire nature is in a balancing act. Everything in this universe is following this Le Chatelier-Brown principle of equilibrium. That is the best example of self-regulation, control. And this is what I would be talking about, science. Now let us go to mathematics. Arvind, can we switch on that maths video, please? You know, here I am going to talk about algebra. Algebra about addition and subtraction and using a variable. Very often, algebra has got a tremendous impact on our daily life. Every day, every other day, we use algebra in life. And how do we use this algebra in our life? Let me tell you that. Suppose in many organizations, let us say, be it your own school or other organizations, wherever you are working, every month, 1st or 5th or 10th is your salary day. You get your salary on those days. We are very anxious because our monthly expenses are waiting there, staring at us. So we need to know how much money has been credited into the bank. Take your account statement. What we very often do is take an account statement every month. And you see credited, salary credited. And you have huge expenses. Withdrawals are going to be there. Debits are going to be there. So debits will be there, and the extreme end of your bank statement shows remaining balance. All of us know it, isn't it? Now this is absolutely algebra. Addition and subtraction. Okay? And that X or Y variable, which is not constant. Your expense is a constant, your income is a constant thing, but that variable is the unforeseen expenses that fall into your system and disrupts your account statement. What happens is that all of us who have children, the month of June and July is very difficult for us. And also the month of March. Why is it difficult? Because June and July are the school reopening month. The expenses are soaring into the heights. So much of expenses there. And whatever little money you have saved, it is all going as debit, 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 debit. Credit is only once and debits are many. So there is a kind of a disturbance which is happening onto your system, the credits and the debits. Okay. Now, in the month of March is the time for you to pay your taxes. That is also a kind of a botheration for us. Let us see how this addition and subtraction is touching upon the value of self-regulation. Let's see that. Arvind, please.
Introduction to algebra. Solving an addition problem using the balance method. Algebra is all about finding an unknown amount. It's a classic puzzle idea with rules we can apply to solve the problem.
You'll see letters and numbers together in algebra equations. Here's an equation we need to solve. X plus 10 is 12. It's a curly kind of X, so we don't confuse it with the multiplication sign. Remember, equation is just the math word for number sentence with an equals sign. Algebra uses a letter, and it's often X or Y to stand for the unknown amount we're trying to find. That unknown amount is called a variable. Any number value, like you see here, is called a constant. You need to know these math words and be able to use them. So, X plus 10 is 12. The unknown number, the variable, plus 10 is 12. Of course, you can just count on from 10 to 12 and discover that X is 2. But we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to use a method that will work for any numbers in any similar question. The goal in algebra is to isolate the variable from the constants. This means we want X on one side of the equation and all the numbers, the constants, on the other. We want it to say X equals something. In textbooks, they usually tell you to consider it as a balancing act. You can make changes to one side of the equation, that's one side of the equal sign, as long as you do the same thing to the other side of the equal sign at the same time. Here, I want to get rid of this 10 to get X on its own. I'm going to put minus 10 after it. When I subtract 10 on this side, I have to subtract 10 on the other side of the equal sign too. I make this same change to both sides of the equation on this line of math, so it's balanced. On the next line, you can see we get X equals 12 minus 10. X is 2. It's a straightforward approach. Whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. Practice this method and see how it goes for you. Next time, I'll show you a slightly different way to do the same kind of problem. It's good to know about different strategies so you can choose the one that's best for you. See you soon.
So, our life is also like that. Our life is also like that. It goes smoothly. Suddenly, an emergency comes. It could be a medical emergency. It could be an accident, it could be a wedding, or it could be some other expense. We have to help somebody. Something or the other thing comes to our life and the whole thing tilts. Like this balancing act, one has to act so very diplomatically to handle the situation in such a way that the system goes smoothly, life still goes on smoothly. Now, very often what happens, let us take our own life. Very often, ladies are meant, usually women, do that diplomatic act. Why are we so diplomatic? Because we do not want any kind of a disruption in the family. So even if something goes wrong, someone is insulting, someone is instigating, something is going on in the family also, there is always a diplomatic act that is being followed. Why is it done, this balancing act? So that the life goes on. So the mathematics is teaching us the balancing act of life. Especially this is very important for our children, because children who usually do well, and even others also who do not do well also, they meet with failure sometimes. And the failure is a disturbing act. So that pulls down their belief in the whole system of schooling, and that makes them depressed, etc., etc. So as a teacher, as an educator, what we need to teach our children is to balance the failure act that they have failed, use that failure act as a reason to make it counterproductive, that to bring it up so that turns into success. How? By motivating them, encouraging them, teaching them extra. So what the teachers are doing in a regular classroom is a balancing act. That itself is a balancing act. And therefore, control of the situation, controlling from the system going into a very disruptive way is a very, very important lesson that we have to teach through this mathematics. Now here I would want you to talk to you about a beautiful principle which the industries usually, business houses usually follow, and that is called the Pareto principle. Now Laurent Pareto is an Italian person, and he has formulated the 80-20 rule. He found that 80% of the land in Italy is used by 20% of the people and effectively managed also. Now, if you see, let us apply that 80-20 principle elsewhere also in our regular life also. If you see, if Microsoft wants to address problems with bugs in the system, there are bugs in the system. Now, if they prioritize 20% of the bugs which are so prominent and address those 20%, 80% of their problems are solved. Similarly, a team playing sports, we congratulate the entire team who wins it, but you will see there are 3 or 4 players there who have actually contributed to the play. But teamwork always matters. So there also 20% of the players have contributed to the success of the team. In a business house also, 20% of the employees work so effectively so that 80% of the work goes, which all of us know, all people in schools who sit at higher places, there are few teachers who constantly work beautifully well, and because of them the school goes on and on. There are other 80% of the people who go on the way they have to go, smoothly, continuously, but the actual contribution will be with 20% of the people. This Pareto principle talks to us about a lot about the controlling mechanism that is required. I want Arvind to quickly show that Pareto principle thing, the video, quickly. That is also managing the time and the effort, etc. If you manage 20% of your time, 80% of your job will be done. Please.
So in 1906, Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto found that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. Now this 80-20 distribution became quite famous for occurring over and over again in many scenarios. For example, about 20% of the world's population control about 80% of the world's income. You wear about 20% of the clothes in your wardrobe about 80% of the time. About 20% of a business's customers account for 80% of their complaints. This is known as the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule. Now as a note, this shouldn't be taken as some sort of universal law that occurs in all situations. Exceptions can be made and one should always be critical. But that being said, it's an extremely effective tool to analyze your own life and be more productive. Let's look at an example. Imagine you have a daily to-do list with 10 things to do every day. Using the Pareto principle, you want to figure out what are the 2 most important things that will give you the majority of your results. And once you figure this out, you want to spend 80% of your effort on these 2 things and the rest on the remaining 8 things to do. This means that even if you don't manage to complete most of the things you wanted to do, you at least get the important things out of the way. The concept is very simple, but the ways you can apply it are endless. The point here isn't the numbers, but rather to simplify your life and focus on what truly matters. Know someone who needs to improve their productivity? Share this with them and give us some love by hitting that like button. And if you want to see more, just subscribe.
So we have the rule. The rule is that the control of our time, the control of our behavior, control of our emotion, everything is with us, and that is why we are at the steering wheel. The next is about English, wherein I want to show you about asking questions. You know, communication is a It's an art. Communication is an art. Making the person on the other side understand what you really want them to is really an art. The course of the dialogue, the course of the communication depends on the kind of questions that are asked, not on that of the answers that are provided. Let us see this art of asking questions. Let's see that. Arvind, let's see that.
Animals can do all sorts of clever things that we do. They can use tools, problem solve, communicate, cooperate, exhibit curiosity, plan for the future. And although we can't know for sure, many animals certainly act as if they feel emotions, loneliness, fear, joy. Apes have even been taught to use language to talk to us humans. It's a sort of sign language that they've used to do everything from answer questions to express emotion or even produce novel thoughts. Unlike any other animal, these apes are able to understand language and form responses at about the level of a 2.5-year-old human child. But there's something that no signing ape has ever done. No ape has ever asked a question. They have never wondered out loud about anything that we might know that they don't.
I'd like you to think back to when you were 5 years old. We asked, on average, 65 questions per day, most of them starting with why. The average 8-year-old asks 41 questions per day, and by the time we are 44 years old, we only ask 6 questions per day, most of them starting with when, where, or how much. The number of questions we ask per day doesn't increase until retirement. Now, why retirement? Because that's when we start asking, where are my keys and why did I walk into this room? It could be said that we entered school as question marks and we graduated as periods. Now that's depressing. Dr. Jonas Salk, the medical researcher who developed the first polio vaccine, said, the answer to any problem pre-exists. We need to ask the right question to reveal the right answer. We don't find, create, or invent creative solutions. We reveal them by asking great questions. Asking great questions is a 3-step process. You start with what and then why questions before you ever ask how questions. Now, my favorite first question to ask about any challenge I'm dealing with is, what is the result we want to see, feel, and hear? Then I like to ask, why do we want to achieve this result? Finally, how are we going to achieve this result? The order to these questions is very important. If you start off asking the how questions before thoroughly defining your challenge with the what and why questions, you just be coming up with solutions in regard to a very ill-defined problem, which of course is not the best flow for problem solving. Challenge your friends by asking, who raised the best question in class today? You started school as a question mark asking why. Regain that question mark status by remembering to ask great questions every day. Consider how your life might change if you retired as a question mark instead of as a period. Then you might spend your golden years asking, what great book should I read today and why? Rather than, where are my keys?
Okay, so the simplest answer or simplest message that this video is showing us all is we have to always ask good questions. Only good questions will get good answers. If you ask a wrong question, never expect a right answer. And as teachers, this is extremely important to us. Very often in the question papers, we ask questions for the sake of asking questions and we expect the children to answer. Imagine a normal classroom, and if the teacher starts asking boring questions, the children get really bored. So the teacher's responsibility is to kindle the art, the skill in children to ask good questions. For a change, if the children ask questions and if teachers start answering, that would put the ownership of learning on the children. Now, asking a person, if he is asking a question, he is bound to receive an answer. So the control of asking, the regulatory behavior in asking a question comes only after using the brain for a long time or at least effectively. Therefore, questions should be asked that directs the conversation, that directs the dialogue in a proper direction. It is possible only if we train, only if we control, only if we put all the children together to make them understand that they have a control. They are going to learn by asking the right kind of questions. Whom to ask, what to ask, not how to ask. How to ask is different. But what, like in the video you saw, what and why, and the last part is how. If we jump the gun and we go to a solution as how, then probably the solution may be delayed. That self-control, that the flow of event, the flow of the conversation, the flow of questioning, if that is controlled, then most probably your children will learn the art of asking good questions. Once upon a time, in the Upanishadic ways, we had systems in the Kena Upanishad. Kena means in Sanskrit, it means questions. Kena Upanishad, Prashnopanishad. They start asking questions. The guru never gives an answer. The guru in turn poses a question. That question will lead the Shishya to ask another question. So learning took place by asking and regulating the behavior, the questions. Same is what Socratic method also talks about. Questions, why? And we know our children, when they were very little infants, they had been asking us hundreds of questions all the time. And sometimes we are bugged also. We say, chup. But that is the beginning of learning, the beginning of controlling, because when I ask a question, I have a responsibility. I have to control what I ask, how I ask, and how the conversation has to go. The listener of a conversation decides the course of the dialogue. That's very important, not the speaker. The listener decides the course of the dialogue. This the teachers have to understand. With this, I am concluding the session with the best wishes to all the great teachers and principals and directors over here. It has been a wonderful year 2021. At Hema Foundation, we have been able to cover 7 values, and we believe that we have done a good job. After all, you are the recipients of this knowledge, and you will be able to tell us, guide us if there is anything more that we could do for you. We would be very glad to help you out. So my very dear principals and teachers, go to your classes, teach your subjects, teach them values, touch their lives with self-regulation. Thank you so much. God bless you. Happy New Year.
थैंक यू सो मच विजय मैम. बहुत ही सिंपल और ब्यूटीफुल तरीके से आपने हमें समझाया कि टाइम का क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है हमारी सबकी जिंदगियों में, सेल्फ रेगुलेशन क्या है. एक बहुत खुशी की बात है कि जब मैं यहाँ पर देख रही थी, बहुत हमारे साथ आज शायद एग्जाम्स चल रहे हैं इसलिए बहुत कम पार्टिसिपेंट जुड़े हुए हैं बिकॉज एग्जाम इज गोइंग ऑन. पर मुझे देखकर अच्छा लगा, माव फाउंडेशन से अमित जी मेहता और एवरी टाइम मैं देख रही हूँ कि हमेशा हम सबको प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए जुड़े रहते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच अमित जी.
मोस्ट वेलकम मैम.
आपका अभिनंदन हिमा फाउंडेशन में. थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू.
सो आगे बढ़ते हैं हम वेबिनार को समय से चलाते हुए. हेम वर्चूज और लर्निंग रेवोल्यूशन में जिन बच्चों ने पूर्ण मनोयोग एवं रुचि के साथ हेम वर्चूज की सभी एक्टिविटीज में पार्टिसिपेट किया, उन्हें कंप्लीट किया, ऐसे ही कुछ बच्चों को हम हर वेबिनार में प्रोत्साहित करते हैं. तो आज के सिलेक्टेड विजेता बच्चों के नाम इस प्रकार हैं. अमन सुरेश चंद्र गुप्ता, 7th स्टैंडर्ड, पाली चिंबाई म्युनिसिपल यूपी इंग्लिश स्कूल, मुंबई, महाराष्ट्र. लिपिका पारुई, 2nd ईयर, उड़ियान शालिनी फेलोशिप, मुंबई, महाराष्ट्र. गीता गुप्ता, 9th स्टैंडर्ड, 8th स्टैंडर्ड, गौशाला मार्ग एमपीएस इंग्लिश स्कूल, थाने, महाराष्ट्र. प्राकट शाह, 8th स्टैंडर्ड, MKES इंग्लिश स्कूल, कांदिवली, मुंबई. संदीपन मैत्रा, 8th स्टैंडर्ड, 7 स्क्वायर एकेडमी, मीरा भाईंदर, थाने, महाराष्ट्र. अब मैं इनवाइट करती हूँ अमन सुरेश गुप्ता को कि उन्हें हेम वर्चूज की एक्टिविटीज कैसी लगी. प्लीज शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस विद अस. अमन.
Wait a minute, man. I'm trying to eat live. He just left.
आपके पास वीडियो होगा, आप वीडियो
Yes,
प्ले
yes,
कर.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, I am Aman Surichan Gupta from Pali Chimbai Municipal English School. Since I joined HEMA Foundation, it had been a great guardians for me. They organized many webinars which help students to get rid of various confusions regarding their studies. They provide many videos, quizzes, web series, books, etc. which awakes our mind with many good things and poses thoughts. They help me build myself mentally strong. From HEMA Foundation, I learned many morals values. I am saying that if you join HEMA Foundation, it will be a best decision ever. And I thank HEMA Foundation for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
थैंक यू अमन. और अब मैं इनवाइट करती हूँ लिपिका पारुई को कि उन्हें हेम वर्चूज में पार्टिसिपेट करके कैसा लगा. लिपिका पारुई, प्लीज शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस विद अस.
Hello everyone, I am Lipika Parui, 2nd year student of computer engineering. Well, regardless of rigmarole of life, I completed HEMA Foundation course. It really helped me to structure my thoughts. Identifying the pros and cons of an argument, it inculcated me a good values. It assists to imbibe the real face of the society. I am always grateful to HEMA Foundation for such an amazing course. Thank you.
थैंक यू लिपिका. और अब मैं इनवाइट करती हूँ हमारी एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर एकेडमिक्स आदरणीय डॉक्टर सीमा जी नेगी मैम को. प्लीज हमारे इन विजेता बच्चों को प्रोत्साहित करें, मार्गदर्शित करें. डॉक्टर सीमा नेगी मैम. सीमा मैम इज देयर?
No, ma'am. We can request to Chinu ma'am.
ओके. सो सीमा मैम हमारे बीच शायद नहीं है, तो मैं हमारी ट्रस्टी आदरणीय डॉक्टर चिनू जी अग्रवाल मैम को इनवाइट करती हूँ. प्लीज गाइड दिस चिल्ड्रंस.
थैंक यू अनीता जी. मैं तो अमन की ही बात रिपीट कर देती हूँ. To join HEMA Foundation will be the best decision ever that you will make in your life. So please join HEMA Foundation. And I congratulate all these sweet children who are there with us throughout, Also, I would like to congratulate Dr. Vijayam Ravi ma'am for a fantastic webinar today. Every word that she said today was loaded with lots of wisdom. So if you are attending this, you are fortunate to be listening to such wisdom today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chinu ma'am. और अब मैं इनवाइट करती हूँ हमारे आज के वेबिनार की मुख्य अतिथि महोदया आदरणीय डॉक्टर अपर्णा जी कक्कड़ को। अपर्णा मैम, आप एमजीएम हॉस्पिटल में चीफ मेडिकल सुपरिटेंडेंट और आपके 6 जो एमजीएम स्कूल हैं वहां पर आप डायरेक्टर की ये दोहरी भूमिकाओं को आप कुशलता से निभा रही हैं। शिक्षा को एक प्रगतिशील प्रक्रिया बनाने की दृष्टि से आप ये सुनिश्चित करते हैं कि विद्यालय में प्रत्येक प्रक्रिया बाल केंद्रित हो, यानी कि बच्चों के इर्द गिर्द वो घूमती हो। 2011 में आपने योकोहामा जापान और अक्टूबर 2013 में ताइपे ताइवान में ICQCC इंटरनेशनल कन्वेंशन ऑन क्वालिटी सर्कल्स प्रतियोगिता में प्रस्तुति दी थी और दोनों प्रस्तुतियों को उत्कृष्ट पुरस्कार मिला। अप्रैल 2016 में सस्टेनिंग एंड इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइजिंग क्वालिटी सर्कल्स पर आधारित आपका पेपर अमेरिकन सोसाइटी फॉर क्वालिटी द्वारा जर्नल ऑफ क्वालिटी एंड पार्टिसिपेशन में प्रकाशित हुआ है। आप संस्कृति के पोषण और अपने चारों तरफ सभी की भलाई के लिए सेवा को करने के लिए आप प्रबल विश्वास रखती हैं। सो आपकी गौरवमयी उपस्थिति को प्रणाम करते हुए अपर्णा मैम, मैं आपको मार्गदर्शन हेतु आमंत्रित करती हूँ।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me today to be a part of this webinar. And I'm really grateful to Anita ma'am, Hetal ma'am, and Vijay ma'am, of course. It's a really wonderful learning and always a great learning from Vijay ma'am. We are associated with Vijay ma'am from many years now. I've been learning from her, and I can say one thing is, for me, I can never say no to her for doing anything. So thank you so much, ma'am, for having me here today. Thank you. I would like to tell everyone that, I would like to tell that I'm associated with Mahatma Gandhi Mission Group. Like ma'am said, that I'm Chief Medical Superintendent and also the Director of MGM's Group of Schools. We also have a teacher training college that is also we are taking care of. These schools that we are looking at is based on Gandhian philosophy of truth, peace, and simplicity, where we focus on giving every child the opportunity to grow, glow, lead, and serve. That's the purpose of our school. Like today's webinar, where I think Vijay ma'am has told so many things on self-regulation, and it was really a very wonderful learning today. So, you know, there are so many things, like I really love the way she tells us and associates with all the subjects, like through science, through maths, English, and everything. So that was amazing, and thank you, ma'am, for that. But I would like to share one example that we are doing in our school. So maybe that might be related to self-regulation also. So, you know, we have this focus on doing something different or maybe something other than the book knowledge that we give. We have this 20 doors that we do for our children. We open 20 doors. And one of the door that I would like to tell you about today is which might be related to the self-regulation part, is we do it as remember to leave a legacy behind. So in this, you know, so what we took as an activity for children here was we asked the 14-year-old children it was writing eulogy for self. So like we know that what eulogy is, like when you die, someone has some good thoughts about you, and your friends, relatives are telling about the person who has expired. But what we did is we asked our children that when you become 100 years and you die, so what would you be like to known as in by others? So you write a eulogy and you present it in front of all your friends. So that was an amazing activity that was done through the 20 doors, and the emotions that the children went through. So, you know, it was not what they learned in the school. It was something that they were like, what I would like to be remembered as when I die was very well put and very nicely described by each and every child. So I would like to tell that when our parents came to the school, the parents had tears in their eyes when they said that this is something amazing that their child has written what they want to do. So it's like, you know, they are trying to not just manage time here, they're trying to see that how quality time can be done for myself when till the time I am 100 years. So, you know, it was something which I found that it related to self-regulation, which I would like to share. And there was one more behind this was to leave a legacy. We had children, like, you know, when the children leave school, some children are like maybe Vijay ma'am, when she pointed out about the 80-20 rule. So some children we have with a particular mindset where they want to destroy something and go, or do something mischievous and go. So we asked them to leave something, like something for the other children in the school. So it was leave places better than found. So the children, the 10th grade children, when they were leaving our school, they did a wall, they painted a wall with wonderful messages with creative messages for all the children in the school. That was a really very nice thing. And I mean, that's how like all the other children are relating with, and that builds a very good bond with our children when they pass out from our schools also. So I wanted to share these things. And also is, like ma'am said, tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. So I think I would like to say this and stop it here. Thank you for having me today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aparna ma'am. And it's really amazing क्योंकि बच्चों को ये थॉट देना अपने आप में सच में अमेजिंग थॉट है. जिंदगी को जीना कैसे, शायद अगर ये थॉट देते तो बच्चे कहते कि हाँ हम ये करें वो करें, यहाँ घूमें यहाँ जाएं, पर तुमको याद कैसे करें, ये थॉट देना अपने आप में एक अमेजिंग थॉट है. थैंक यू सो मच अपर्णा मैम. अब मैं इनवाइट करती हूँ हमारे आज के वेबिनार के विशिष्ट अतिथि महोदय आदरणीय श्री मारिया सुसाई जी को. आप लिटिल फ्लावर मैट्रिकुलेशन इंग्लिश हाई स्कूल तमिलनाडु के अध्यक्ष हैं. आप एक महान सामाजिक कार्यकर्ता हैं. आपका उद्देश्य गरीब बच्चों को उचित पोषण और शिक्षा प्रदान करके उनका पुनर्वास करना है. हर साल आप गरीब लोगों के लिए कैंसर जागरूकता कार्यक्रम, रक्तदान शिविर, मुफ्त चिकित्सा शिविर और मुफ्त नेत्र जांच का आयोजन करते हैं. आप कई विधवाओं को सूक्ष्म व्यवसाय शुरू करने और उनके बच्चों के लिए मुफ्त शिक्षा देने में मदद करते हैं. आप महिलाओं को सिलाई मशीन, मछुआरों को जाल, विकलांगों को तिपहिया साइकिल, किराने का सामान और गरीब परिवारों को सूक्ष्म व्यवसाय शुरू करने के लिए धन भी उपलब्ध कराते हैं. आपने भूकंप, सुनामी, चक्रवात, बाढ़, भूस्खलन आदि जैसी भयानक परिस्थितियों में और इस कोरोना महामारी की स्थिति में कई परिवारों की मदद की है. आपको और आपके स्कूल को इस वर्ष हेम वैल्यू एक्सीलेंस अवार्ड की सोशल कैटेगरी में अवार्ड मिला है. सर बहुत बधाई. और आप अपने जीवन का अधिकांश भाग दूसरों के कल्याण के लिए आपने बलिदान कर दिया है. सर आपके स्कूल को जो सोशल कैटेगरी का अवार्ड मिला है, इसके लिए आपको, आपके पूरे स्कूल को, आपकी टीम को बहुत बहुत बधाई सर। और आपके स्कूल के सम्मान के लिए एक विशेष सम्मान पत्र हेमा फाउंडेशन की ओर से प्रेषित है। लिटिल फ्लावर मैट्रिकुलेशन हायर सेकेंडरी स्कूल, तिरुनेलवेली, Tamil Nadu, established in the year 2002, is one of the known schools of southern India. Your initiative for letting children flourish in their heart, mind and soul to encourage them to dream and achieve a better world is very encouraging. Your drive to educate person with character and competence to build a civilization of love and celebrates the growth of each person is an inspiration for the education system and people of this great nation. In recognition of your school's contribution towards imbibing values and progressive learning, we feel honored and extend our warm congratulations to you for your selection by the jury board members to honor you with HAME Value Excellence Award in the social category. 25th June, हेमोत्सव 2021. Congratulations, sir. और आप श्री की गौरवमयी उपस्थिति को हम प्रणाम करते हैं. I request you, sir, please share your experience with us.
Thank you very much for having given this award. Now, today, this is the first time I participate in this meeting, and I come to know what the services you are doing on social field, on the value education. Now, today's topic on discipline, self-discipline, self-regulation, and how to control all the emotions and all. The madam spoke very effectively on this matter. But nowadays, disciplining the children is very difficult nowadays. It is a challenge not only to the teachers, but also to the parents and the society. So, in my opinion, the disciplining, the discipline should start from the top, from the society and to the family, from family to the children. Because naturally, children are very good, but they follow the family members, the society. So it has to start from the society and to the family and to the children and the teacher. But when there is no discipline, the students, the society, the individual should understand there is chaos in the society, confusion in the society. So why everybody should be disciplined? Disciplining is very difficult, but self-discipline is better. When you have self-discipline, there is no need of police forces, courts, and all. So the society should understand all these things. So the madam explained how to discipline and what is the importance of self-discipline and the self-regulations and all. It was very effectively communicated. The art of communication is very important, of course. She took examples from science, mathematics, and English, and she explained everything scientifically. So when we want equilibrium in everything, we have to discipline ourselves. Without discipline, the society cannot be peaceful. The society cannot live peacefully. Everybody should understand this. But where is the beginning? We have to start from the school itself. The school itself. But what we have to worry about? What we do in the school, it is undone outside. That we have to think about it. Everywhere we have to see discipline. Without discipline, the society cannot live peacefully. There will be chaos and confusion in the society. But HAMA Foundation has taken all the effort to inculcate in the minds of children the importance of all the values of life. The values is very important. But the man who wants to succeed in life, he wants to be successful in business. First of all, he has to have discipline in life. Without discipline, there will be nothing, no success at all. So, but today I could go through the brochure, what the Hema Foundation is doing. Every week, I hope you are conducting this kind of meeting and conveying to the public, conveying to the teachers, conveying to the educators, the principals, even the children, and you make them participate in all the meeting and make them understand the values. So I would like to thank you on behalf of the society, because you are doing the very good service to the society. What is the aim of education? Only this, yeah, going to learn arithmetics, alphabets, and science and all. They are not important, so important like this. Unless there is no discipline, everything goes waste. And that's why I'm very happy about participating in this meeting. Everybody participated effectively. That's very important. I listened to this, all the message they given. So once again, I thank you very much. I will also participate in your, I will work with you as a partner in taking this message to every individual of this nation. So the nation will be a progressed one, prosperous, peaceful, and all the children. We must enrich, that's very important. The youth, enrich the youth. Then only we can see a grown India. India should grow. When? How? But the children should become a very good citizens of this nation. So they must make the nation progress in every field of life. Thank you very much for having given this opportunity to talk to you all. And I would like to have other chances to have a chance to meet again. Thank you very much.
Surely, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your blessings. और अब हम चलते हैं समापन की ओर और मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ हमारे प्रबंध न्यासी आदरणीय श्री महेंद्र जी काबरा को कि वे हमारे आज के वेबिनार के सभी गणमान्य अतिथिगणों, शिक्षाविदों एवं सभी जिज्ञासुओं के प्रति हृदय के अंतःस्थल से आभार व्यक्त करें। आदरणीय श्री महेंद्र जी काबरा।
नमस्कार। हेमा फाउंडेशन द्वारा हेमवचु के जो 48 वैल्यूज बनाए गए, इस साल के लिए 7 वैल्यू का चयन किया गया। उस 7 वैल्यू में से एक जो है आज वैल्यू ऑफ टाइम, उसका वेबिनार नंबर 2 ये हुआ। हमारी एकेडमिक डायरेक्टर डॉक्टर विजय रवि जी ने बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन, सेल्फ रेगुलेशन, इन विषयों को साइंस, मैथ्स और इंग्लिश के माध्यम से साइंटिफिकली समझाया। मैं उनका बहुत धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूँ। इसी तरह से आज के प्रमुख अतिथि डॉक्टर अर्पणा जी कक्कड़ जी एंड विशेष करके डॉक्टर मारिया सुसाई जी ने अनेक बातें हमें बताई और उन्होंने ये कहा कि हम इस विषय को लेकर और आगे चलेंगे और पार्टनरिंग करेंगे। मैं आप दोनों का बहुत ही हृदयपूर्वक धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूं। साथ ही अन्य जितने लोग जुड़े हैं उन सभी का आभार व्यक्त करते हुए शुभ संध्या, धन्यवाद।
पुनश्च आप सभी का हार्दिक हार्दिक आभार एवं सभी को मेरा प्रणाम। 7 जीवन मूल्यों को उद्देश्य बनाकर आरंभ की गई इस वर्ष की महायात्रा के अंतिम मूल्य समय का महत्व की तृतीय एवं अंतिम कड़ी का हमारा विषय है सिम्फनी ऑफ टाइम, जिसे आप सभी के समक्ष लर्न थ्रू एक्सपीरियंस यानी कि ELP के माध्यम से प्रस्तुत करेंगी जानी मानी उत्कृष्ट शिक्षाविद, हेमा फाउंडेशन की एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर एकेडमिक्स आदरणीय डॉक्टर सीमा नेगी मैम, अगले बुधवार 22 दिसंबर समय ठीक 5 बजे से। और अब हम आज्ञा लेते हैं इसी मनोभाव के साथ कि भविष्य में भी आप सभी का अपेक्षित सहयोग हमें निरंतर एवं इसी प्रकार मिलता रहेगा। आप सभी स्वस्थ रहें, व्यस्त रहें एवं सदैव सदैव मस्त रहें। शुभ संध्या। जय हिंद, जय भारत।